My brother got with my wife, and now his kids want me to treat them like I treat my sister's kids. When I was 24, I thought I had a normal life. I was married to Helen, and we had a little boy I adored. I did the diapers, the bottles, the late night pacing, all of it. One weekend, my mom laughed and said, "He looks just like Jason did at that age." Jason is my brother. The room laughed, but I felt sick. I couldn't let it go, so I got a paternity test and kept my mouth shut until I knew. I opened the results in my car in a parking lot. It said I wasn't the dad. I sat there shaking, staring at the screen. Then I cried until I couldn't breathe right. I went home, walked into the kitchen and said, "Tell me the truth. Is he Jason's?" Helen's face changed fast. She tried to talk around it, but she didn't deny it. I called Jason and put him on speaker. At first, he acted offended, then he got quiet, and that told me everything. I said, "You're done. Don't ever call me your brother again." I filed for divorce, and I didn't make it easy. I needed something in my life to make sense. 6 months later, Helen and Jason got married. That was it for me. My parents begged me to forgive. I told them, if you want him, fine, but he's not my family. I moved 3 hours away so I could breathe. 15 years passed. Jason and Helen had more kids, 4 total, including the oldest boy I raised for almost 3 years. I still go to some family events, but I keep my distance. I'll say hi if I have to, then I walk away. I don't yell, I don't start scenes, I just don't step into their circle. Once, the oldest tried to hand me a school photo. I said thanks, set it on the table, and walked outside to breathe. Meanwhile, my younger sister Anna has 3 kids, and I'm close with them. They call me uncle and grin so big. I show up, I take them out, I spoil them when I can. Anna never pushes me about Jason. She just lets things be. Last month, Anna's oldest, Tyler, turned 14. He loves gaming, but his computer was old and barely worked, so I bought him a full new setup, the kind he'd been dreaming about. Tyler stared at it, stunned. Then he hugged me and said, "Are you serious?" Over and over. 2 days ago, I went to pick him up for our monthly uncle and nephew day. When I walked into Anna's house, Jason's whole family was there. All 4 kids, Jason, Helen. The room got weirdly quiet for a second. Everyone watched to see what I'd do. Jason stood up and said my name, acting normal. Helen gave a tight smile and said, "Can we just be civil?" One of their kids lifted a hand and said, "Hi, uncle," real soft. I nodded once, kept my eyes on Tyler and kept moving. I hugged Tyler and his siblings, said hi to Anna, grabbed Tyler's jacket, and we walked out. I didn't look at Jason or Helen. I ignored them. Tyler and I had a great day. Arcade games, burgers, non-stop talking in the car. On the drive back, he finally asked, "Why didn't you say hi to them?" I kept my eyes on the road and said, "That's adult stuff. You don't need to carry it." He went quiet for a minute, then changed the subject fast, not wanting to make it worse. When I dropped him back off, he ran inside to show everyone his new setup again. I was pulling away when I glanced at the window and saw it. Jason's kids were standing around Tyler's desk, staring at the screen and the gear. The youngest reached out, then pulled her hand back. The oldest boy's eyes went shiny, and he looked down fast, embarrassed to feel anything. I drove off and told myself it wasn't my problem. That night my phone rang, and I got tense when I saw the name, Jason. I hadn't heard his voice in 15 years. He sounded shaky. It felt rehearsed. He said, "My kids have been crying for hours." He said, "They keep asking why you hate them." Then he tried to make it sound noble and said, "They're innocent. They didn't choose any of this." I let him talk. I didn't interrupt. I just listened until he ran out of words. Then I said, "You want the real reason?" He said yes. I told him, "Your kids are a reminder of the worst day of my life." I said, "I see the test results. I see her face. I see you standing there acting as though I didn't exist." I told him, "I don't wish your kids harm, but I can't be their loving uncle. I don't have that in me." Jason snapped, "So you'll love Anna's kids and punish mine?" I said, "I'm not punishing them. I'm just not part of their lives." He said, "That's the punishment." Then he asked for what he really wanted. "At least treat them equally. Buy them gifts too." I felt my jaw lock. I said, "No." He started to yell. Then his voice cracked and he said, "They're still your blood." I said, "Blood didn't stop you." There was a long silence. Then he called me cruel. I said, "You made this. You live with it." He hung up, and my phone lit up right after with family messages telling me to apologize. I stared at the screen, hit block on Jason, and left the family group chat. Now my mom is saying I'm heartless for blocking him. Was I wrong?